seriously, what is it that you do? Please, are you finally gonna tell me exactly what your job is? Please.
What'd you say you do here?
What do you do?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the series on presenting. Last time I told you about the importance of structuring a great story before we worry about speaking. And today, before we get into structuring a presentation story, I want you to structure your story, your elevator pitch. And to do that, we've got this small little mechanic I want to share with you, and I think it works every single time. So let me explain to you what happened and how I kind of stumbled upon this. Years ago, I was on my way to New York City. I was flying to a private event at Seth Godin's offices. And I was still feeling quite hoity-toity, and I was flying Virgin's upper class. So I flew from Joburg to London and then London across to Heathrow. Now I got on the upper class suite, it's amazing, it's like this personal bar. You take off and your feet go up on an ottoman, it's really, really rad. And I was sitting there, we'd just taken off, my feet were up and my earphones were on. I was watching that Linkin Park Live in Texas DVD.
I can feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored.
Chester. Anyway, so we take off and I'm sitting there, I've got my earphones on, I'm rocking out, life is feeling good. And one thing about Virgin, they hire belters as flight attendants. Now you may think it's sexist, I think it's bloody amazing. So this flight attendant slash supermodel walks up to me and she's like, "Excuse me sir, sorry, I took out my earphones, she's sorry. The girls and I were wondering," and I looked over and she had like two friends. "The girls and I were wondering, are you in a band?" There is only one answer to the question. When a beautiful woman walks up to you and asks you if you are in a band, the only answer is yes. Yes, I am. And which one of the toilets would you like to make the love? Right? Unfortunately, I lost my train of thought and I looked up at her and I said, "No, actually, I'm a presentation strategist." You could actually hear her panties roll themselves back up like a chastity belt, like whing, whing. There was absolutely no chance of me getting laid on that plane. The guy next to me, he was an insurance broker. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in a band." Off he went. Now here's the thing. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I have the worst job ever. Not only did I not say I wasn't in a band, but I actually said I was a presentation strategist. I work in PowerPoint. I realized then, it would be impossible to ever be interesting to anyone if you work with PowerPoint. And I decided there and then, I thought, okay, shit, I gotta come up with a better way of describing what we do. So I'm sitting and I'm working away and I'm going through stuff and I came up with this 2-line process. And the first line says, "You know how when you," and the second line says, "Well, what we do is." And I realize now, anytime anyone asks you, "Hey, what do you do?" they mean it as a random question. They're not actually that interested in you as such. But now I answer with this format. "You know how when you," "Well, what I do is." And now all of a sudden I see their eyes light up. So let me give you an example. If somebody comes up to me now at a bar and says, hey, my name is Mike, whatever, what do you do? I say, well, you know how you're standing in front of a group of people and you have something important to tell them, and you know that what you're saying to them will fundamentally make an impact. It will change their lives. You know it's important that you deliver this. It's important for you, but it's important for them as well. But while you're delivering this presentation, all you see staring back at you is bored, dull, lifeless faces of people who wish they were somewhere else. Do you know that feeling? And then people would nod back at me. And I said, well, what I do is I make sure that never happens to you again. What I do is our team works with you first of all on the content. We make sure that when you're presenting, your story is crafted in such a way that only covers the most important bits. Then what we do is we work with your visuals so that when you're standing, those visuals that come behind you, they perfectly and just cover what it is you need to say to make sure that you know where you're going and your audience knows what to remember. And then finally, we work with you as a speaker. And I train you to stand up in front of a group of people so that when you get on that stage, you grab them by the throat and you drag them to the end of your presentation. That's what I do. And then they sit there and they for a moment, they're shell-shocked. I'm like, dude, give me your card. And the reason is because it wasn't about me. It's never about you. It's always, you know how when you put them in a situation where it matters to them. And then, well, what we do is. So here's what I want you to do. If you are a manager or an entrepreneur and you have a team of people working, get some of your team to watch this video. And then get them to tell you what their, you know how when you, or what I do is sentences. Get them to write it out for you. Get them to present it to each other at a staff meeting. Let's see how people are describing what they do. And that will give you a sense of what's being said about you in the marketplace. But more importantly, it will force you to answer some really tough questions about yourself. What you'll find is the premise and the basis that we've created here will be an amazing foundation for any sales presentation you're doing going forward. So this week, that's your challenge. Give it a bash. You know how when you? Well, what I do is, if you can get that elevator pitch right, then the sky's the limit for you from here. Give it a shot. Peace.
Hey guys, I'm Taryn, I'm Richard's PA. Thank you so much for watching all the videos. If you enjoyed this episode, click the like button right over here. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, then click the subscribe button right here. Thanks so much guys. Ciao.